Evolution has not prepared our brain to see the reality as it is. What worked before 10,000 years or even before 50,000 years will not work now. Our brain is the same, but the main difference is that it is now forced to adapt to the modern world. It is now forced to adapt to the social media and all the stimuli that is coming in. And what are those strengths and vulnerabilities that brain has brought with it till now? I'm going to cover that all in this video. So basically, our brain has three vulnerabilities which are actually called as strengths, but in this modern world, in order to adapt well, you need to get some awareness of these three vulnerabilities. So what are these? These are cognitive biases, heuristics, and logical fallacies. And in this video, I'm going to explain it to you completely with an example that could be relevant to you. So what is cognitive bias? Cognitive bias are all about having predictable thinking patterns that give predictable conclusions or even solutions. For example, we have confirmation bias, which makes us consume that information that pleases our beliefs. It is actually a strength in a sense to consider that before million years ago, we actually feel safe in a familiar environment, and it is actually good to be in a familiar environment instead of going out. So this cognitive bias helps us give us safety. But in this modern environment, we actually need this cognitive bias to an extent, but this takes it to a next level. Like, we are not able to see a situation from a different perspective because of our fixed beliefs. So it is best to get aware of these cognitive biases and try to change that by questioning. And the second one is heuristics. Heuristics are using shortcuts to solve common problems. One example of this is social proof. Imagine yourself having a friend and about million people are saying that he murdered someone, and they are saying that they have some sort of proof. Even though you trust him so much, you are going to believe those million people because that is social proof, right? If many people are believing it, there are higher chances of it being actually true. This is a strength and also a vulnerability because what many people believe is not actually true in a sense. And if you take this about million years ago, social proof actually helps us adapt very easily. It helps us function in this world very easily. And it is a shortcut because we are able to take leaps of logic because we need not think through everything again. We can actually use other people's thoughts in order to build on top of that. So this is all about heuristic. And the last one is logical fallacy. So it is like a maths problem that has one step missing and the whole problems get wrong. So logical fallacy is all about that because when you get a fact wrong, the total conclusion that comes after it also gets wrong. And one example of this is ad hominem. When you're scolding a person, you're actually scolding a person instead of that position he takes. It is a logical fallacy because you don't have any facts and you're actually scolding that person completely instead of that position that he is taking. This is a logical fallacy. So as you know right now, these three vulnerabilities that we have are actually strengths before million years, but now these actually narrow us down and not allow us to think out of the box. So the main solution for this is to get aware of this thought patterns and solve it through questioning it again and again. So to help doing that, I actually created this series where I would list down all the cognitive biases, heuristics, and logical fallacies that I came across. And this series is actually inspired by this book called as You're Not So Smart, written by David McCrane.